Hello, welcome to July 15th version of Plot Shots. I'm Ken Coles, General Manager of Farming Smarter. Today behind me you'll see a regional barley variety trial. So we're going to look at the barley trials, oats, triticale, and then a mixed trial. The reason that we do this, and it's done across the province, actually Lakeland Applied Research Association has led the application so that all of us across the province can get different trials in different areas so that the farmers that are looking for information that's more relevant to their growing conditions, to their areas, will have some backful and important information that they can use to choose which varieties that they'd like to grow. So we don't normally do silage trials. We've been more grain orientated and crop producing orientated, but you know what, this is a crop too. It's a forage and it's not outside of our realm of what we do. So we got involved with the project and wanted to thank the rest of the groups for including us in this. So now that the local irrigated farmers in southern Alberta will at least have one location where they can get some data on local performance of varieties. So we've got some really tall varieties here. These are the old Cowboy and Maverick. So lots of guys like, for some reason, the tall, big, lush looking crops for silage, but really what's important is the overall energy. So there's lots of other shorter varieties, lots of popular ones like old ones like Cadillac and newer ones like Austenson. But basically this is a 4 replicate trial and we test them out and we can run some stats and know whether it's a good trial or not. So the data really depends on our ability to have a nice even stand, and this trial looks really good. Of course, having irrigation this year sure helps a lot considering we're in a drought, but you know, all the more important to make sure we do the best that we have with the resources. So let's take a look now at some of the other trials. Okay, so here we are in the regional oat variety trial, and this is sort of an interesting plot that we stopped at. It's AC Morgan oat, and for some reason now we seem to have some leaf disease coming in. Looks like a tan spot type issue, and then varieties that are resistant to that disease right beside us, we don't have any disease. So that's kind of another important reason why we like to do these trials given certain circumstances if the diseases are right. I'd like to show you also something interesting in oats here. So I'll pull this leaf off. This is actually cereal leaf beetle feeding. And they do like oats, and I haven't seen a ton. We do seem to get some in crops, but the larvae will feed up and down the leaf and leave these little windows, and when it becomes the beetle, they'll actually eat it right all the way through. So often we don't have to spray for these beetles, but again, it's one of those reasons why it's nice to have these trials that we can keep an eye on things and be alerted to any pests or issues that might come up in producing these various forages. All right, so now, you know, we used to always just grow barley for silage, but now there's a little bit of everything. This trial is looking at both triticale and soft white wheat, and this one happens to be AAC Awesome. Gotta love the name. Looks like it's got great big heads, but lots of times now guys are growing various different crop types for silage. Really got high yielding varieties that are quite well suited, especially in southern Alberta here and under irrigation. So behind me here is AAC Delight Triticale. So the triticales are a cross between wheat and rye, and there's both a spring type and a fall seeded winter type, just like winter wheat. So lots of good opportunity to get some pretty high yields and even regrowth on the winter wheat varieties. So we'll see how they look pretty good this year. We'll see how they yield at the end of the season. All right, this is our fun plot. This is where we get to mix barley, triticale, and oats with the pulse crop peas. So the idea there is the peas have something to grow up on the crop, and the peas also fix nitrogen that helps the crops grow. And when you're looking for silage or a feed crop of some sort, always nice to have a good mix. So this is kind of fun, and we threw in a little canola just for flavor there, but that's actually just volunteer canola. We're silaging these crops in the next couple of weeks, so hopefully they don't cause too much interruption. I'm pretty sure this will be a good trial regardless. So look forward to getting the results out to you, and hopefully that you have a good season. Thanks.